crossing westward from central part of Ontario and continuing into northern Michigan, Minnesota, and mid-North Dakota looks like this. These are the first 2,000 kilometers from home, pretty, but boring. We were faced with long stretches of either forest or plains. This was the hardest and the most undocumented portion of our trip, battling sleeping at the wheel and boredom. The first 3 days since we left home and until we reached central North Dakota, we drove in sections of 650 kilometers, 770 kilometers, and 860 kilometers per day. In few words, the trip from northern Michigan to central North Dakota takes you through vast expanses of forests, across the Great Lakes, through rolling farmlands, and finally into the wide open prairies of the Dakotas. But then, suddenly out of the blue, the landscape changes, rapidly, somewhat in a brutal way, matching the name of this place, the Badlands, giving the spectator an unprepared surprise. The excitement caught us in this scene, scrambling after the phones, cameras, anything that can capture the images, trying somehow to avoid missing the moment. We are grateful that North Dakota hosted us. We met friendly locals that guided us to an amazing place to rest and enjoy a beautiful night. Theodore Roosevelt National Park is characterized by its unique Badlands terrain, where colorful rock formations, steep canyons, and rolling prairies converge to create a landscape unlike any other. One must-see attraction in Theodore Roosevelt National Park is the Petrified Forest Loop Trail, where you can walk among ancient petrified trees that date back millions of years. We have spent the night in Little Missouri National Grasslands area, adjacent to the Petrified Forest Trailhead. A nice and quiet camp spot near the trailhead where we were able to get a good rest after a long journey of about 2,400 kilometers. We took the time to immerse ourselves in the tranquility of the landscape, listen to the sounds of nature, and appreciate the rich biodiversity of this place. The journey from Theodore Roosevelt National Park to Billings, Montana, and then on to Beartooth Pass is a scenic adventure through diverse landscapes, from the Badlands of North Dakota to the high mountain passes of Montana. The drive from Billings to Red Lodge is scenic, with panoramic views of the Beartooth Mountains in the distance. As we approached Red Lodge, we were surrounded by rugged peaks and lush forests. Red Lodge, where we spent the night, is a charming mountain town known for its Western hospitality and outdoor recreation opportunities. From Red Lodge, we began the ascent up the Beartooth Highway, one of the most scenic drives in the United States. The highway climbs steadily into the mountains, offering breathtaking views of alpine lakes, towering peaks, and glaciated valleys. Beartooth Pass, located at an elevation of over 10,000 feet, 3,048 meters, marks the highest point on the Beartooth Highway. We stopped at the summit to take in the panoramic views and snap some photos before beginning our descent into the Absaroka Beartooth Wilderness. As we made our way down from Beartooth Pass, we passed through alpine meadows, dense forests, and cascading waterfalls, stopping for a short trail in the Shoshone National Forest with the intention to visit the Sawtooth Lake, eventually arriving at the northeastern entrance of Yellowstone National Park. Continuing on towards our reserved campground. We have spent 2 days in the Yellowstone, full and very busy days, arriving at the campground late in the evening but loaded with memories. This leg of our journey offered a perfect blend of natural beauty and outdoor adventure, making it an unforgettable part of our overlanding trip. From Beartooth Pass, known for its breathtaking views and high elevation, we descended into the scenic wonders of the Beartooth Highway. This winding mountain road offers sweeping vistas of rugged peaks, alpine lakes, and lush forests as we made our way towards the iconic Yellowstone National Park. Entering Yellowstone, we have been greeted by a landscape unlike any other, with geothermal features, wildlife, and stunning natural beauty at every turn. We stopped at iconic sites like the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, Old Faithful Geyser, and the colorful hot springs of the Norris Geyser Basin. Since Yellowstone in itself is such a wonder, we dedicated one separate episode. Our journey from Yellowstone National Park to Grand Teton National Park was a picturesque adventure, filled with awe-inspiring landscapes and diverse wildlife. As we departed from the geothermal wonders of Yellowstone, we ventured southward, immersing ourselves in the rugged beauty of the Rocky Mountains. Leaving Yellowstone, we took the scenic route along the John D. Rockefeller Jr. Memorial Parkway, a roadway that connects Yellowstone to Grand Teton National Park. This drive offers stunning views of the Teton Range and meanders alongside the Snake River, providing ample opportunities for wildlife sightings, including elk, moose, and even bears. As we approach Grand Teton National Park, the iconic peaks of the Teton Range will come into view, towering majestically against the vast Wyoming sky. We had the chance to explore a landscape shaped by glaciers, with pristine lakes, verdant forests, and meadows carpeted with wildflowers. Once inside the park, we had to visit some of its most famous attractions, Jenny Lake, where we marveled at the breathtaking views of the Tetons reflected in the crystal-clear waters. We did not miss the opportunity to drive the Teton Park Road, stopping at overlooks to admire the grandeur of these mountains. Leaving Grand Teton National Park, we headed south on U.S. Route 191, enjoying the last glimpses of the towering Teton Range as we descended into the valley below. The road meanders through picturesque countryside, with fields dotted by grazing cattle and historic barns nestled against the backdrop of the mountains. As we continued southward, we passed through the charming town of Jackson, Wyoming, where we made a quick stop to grab some photos. Continuing westward on U.S. Route 30, the road took us through towns like Soda Springs, known for its naturally carbonated springs, Hooper Springs, Octagon Springs, and Montpelier. Our first notable stop along the way was Lava Hot Springs, a charming resort town known for its natural hot springs. Here, we indulged in the therapeutic mineral waters and let ourselves unwind after a day of driving. As we approached the border between Idaho and Utah, the landscape transitions from mountains to high desert terrain, with expansive vistas stretching out in every direction. Eventually, we reached the outskirts of Salt Lake City, where the towering peaks of the Wasatch Range loomed in the distance. we spent few days in Salt Lake City with friends we haven't seen in 30-some years. We are thankful for their hospitality, countless help and advice, and of course for their eagerness to showcase their city and the beautiful surroundings. The journey we choose from Salt Lake City to Moab took us through some of Utah's most diverse and captivating landscapes, showcasing the state's unique geology and natural beauty. Leaving Salt Lake City, we headed south on Interstate 15, passing through the urban sprawl of the Salt Lake Valley before the city gives way to the rugged beauty of the Wasatch Mountains. As we are leaving the urban area behind, the landscape transitions to rolling hills and expansive vistas of the Wasatch Range. After approximately 120 miles, 193 kilometers, we reached the town of Helper, nestled in the Price River Valley and surrounded by rugged mountains. The town of Helper is known for its rich history as a coal mining and railroad town, and it offers a chance to experience a travel back in time. After our stop in Helper, we continued southeast on US Route 6 and US Route 191 towards Moab. The road winds through stunning landscapes of red rock canyons, mesas, and buttes, with the towering La Salle Mountains providing a dramatic backdrop. Arriving in Moab, we were greeted by a vibrant outdoor playground, with opportunities for hiking, mountain biking, river rafting, rock climbing, and more. The town of Moab was born along the banks of the Colorado River and surrounded by some of Utah's most iconic national parks and recreation areas. Here there are many places to explore: the red rock canyons of Arches National Park, the towering cliffs of Canyonlands National Park, or the scenic beauty of the Colorado River corridor. We have reached Moab late in the afternoon. The temperature outside was around 42 degrees Celsius, so we settled to spend the night the Chicken Corners Trail, but that experience has a dedicated episode. This leg of our journey from Moab to Horseshoe Bend offered a scenic drive through the stunning landscapes of southeastern Utah and northern Arizona. Leaving Moab, we headed south on US Route 191, traversing through the picturesque red rock landscapes of the Colorado Plateau. As we left Moab behind, we passed by iconic landmarks such as the La Salle Mountains and the sandstone formations of the Moab Rim. As we approached the Utah-Arizona border, the landscape becomes increasingly dramatic, with towering cliffs, deep canyons, and expansive vistas stretching out in every direction. Eventually, we reach the town of Mexican Hat, named after a unique rock formation that resembles a traditional Mexican sombrero. Mexican Hat is a small but charming town known for its stunning red rock scenery and proximity to several iconic attractions, including Monument Valley and Valley of the Gods. After our stop in Mexican Hat, we continued south on US Route 163 towards Horseshoe Bend. Finally, we arrived at Horseshoe Bend, a spectacular meander of the Colorado River known for its distinctive shape and stunning views. Just a short hike from the parking area to the overlook, we were treated to panoramic vistas of the river winding its way through the deep canyon below. Wow, what a feat! Grueling 3 days, countless hours of driving culminating with crossing the Sonoran Desert, but well worth it. First leg was from Page, Arizona, near Horseshoe Bend, to Las Cruces, New Mexico for a total of 1,065 kilometers. Got there at night and we got a hotel room, some munchies, hot shower, and we hit the bunks. Next day was from Las Cruces, New Mexico to San Antonio, Texas for another 969 kilometers. Again we got a room and slept unturned. Third and final leg was from San Antonio, Texas to Padre Island, a mere 300 kilometers, compared with the last 2 days, but we left late from San Antonio trying to see the city. The journey from Horseshoe Bend to Sedona offers a delightful transition from the dramatic cliffs and canyons to the enchanting red rock formations of Arizona. Heading southeast on Route 89, we noticed the landscape changing around us. The horizon transformed into a sea of vibrant reds, oranges, and yellows as we approached the outskirts of Sedona. Towering sandstone formations known as buttes and mesas rise majestically from the earth, creating a breathtaking backdrop against the clear blue sky. As we enter Sedona, we were greeted by the town's welcoming atmosphere and artistic charm. Quaint shops, art galleries, and new age boutiques line the streets. As we depart from Sedona, we left behind the iconic red rock formations that define the region's landscape. Heading east on Interstate 40, the scenery gradually transitions from red rock to high desert terrain. Characterized by rolling hills and expansive vistas dotted with juniper trees and scrub brush. After driving for a few hours, we crossed the Arizona-New Mexico border, where the landscape takes on a new character. As we continued on Interstate 10, the terrain becomes more arid, with vast stretches of desert punctuated by rugged mountains in the distance. As we approached Las Cruces, the Organ Mountains come into view, their jagged peaks rising dramatically against the desert sky. As we depart from Las Cruces, we bid farewell to the rugged beauty of the Organ Mountains and venture eastward on Interstate 10. The highway stretches across the vast expanse of the Chihuahuan Desert, where the horizon seems to stretch endlessly in all directions. As we continued on Interstate 10, we passed through small towns and villages, and the landscape gradually transitions from desert scrub to grasslands, with occasional mesas and buttes rising on the horizon. As we approach San Antonio, we catch glimpses of the city skyline on the horizon. The highway winds its way through the outskirts of the city, passing by suburban neighborhoods and commercial districts. No visit to San Antonio would be complete without a stroll along the scenic river walk and enjoy the picturesque views of the river and surrounding architecture. On our way to Padre Island, we head southeast toward the Gulf of Mexico. Driving on Interstate 37, we pass through the rolling hills and fertile plains of South Texas, where fields of wildflowers and grazing cattle paint a picturesque scene. From Corpus Christi, we continue south on State Highway 358, also known as the John F. Kennedy Memorial Causeway, which spans the Laguna Madre and connects the mainland to Padre Island. Arriving on Padre Island, we were greeted by miles of pristine beaches, dunes, and coastal marshes stretching as far as the eye can see. As the night is already upon us, we settle for a spot on the beach and prepare for rest. Leaving Padre Island was hard. We debated to stay another day, but we were having time constraints, so we decided to say goodbye to the ocean, and we managed to get some nice shots of the sunrise and of course some dips into the ocean. This is a place that we will definitely visit again. This portion of our journey happened in 2 days of driving, from Corpus Christi, Padre Island, to our dear friends Dana and Floyd, which accounted for approximately 750 kilometers, and from their ranch to Memphis, Tennessee with another 724 kilometers. The route from Corpus Christi, Texas to Memphis, Tennessee takes you through diverse landscapes and regions of the United States. About Corpus Christi, Texas, we started our journey in Corpus Christi, a coastal city known for its beautiful beaches and vibrant culture. San Antonio, Texas, our first major city on the route, is San Antonio, in which we stopped in our way here, famous for the historic Alamo and the picturesque river walk. Austin, Texas. Continuing north, we reached Austin, the state capital known for its live music scene, vibrant art culture, and outdoor recreational opportunities. Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. As we moved northeast, we passed through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, one of the largest urban areas in the United States. Since we already visited Dallas and Fort Worth in the past, we bypassed the big city. Near Dallas, we stopped again for a few days, reconnecting with some old and dear friends. We spent few days with Floyd, Dana, and Dan, our friends, at their ranch, enjoying the farmland and relaxing with them. Those were days filled with happiness and joy, and we are thankful in having such dear friends. Crossing into Arkansas, we passed through Texarkana, a city located on the border between Texas and Arkansas. It's a unique spot where you can stand in two states at once. Little Rock, Arkansas. Continuing northeast, we reached Little Rock, the capital city of Arkansas. Finally, we arrived in Memphis, Tennessee, known for its rich musical heritage, including Beale Street, Sun Studio, and of course, Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley. This route offered a blend of urban exploration, natural beauty, and cultural experiences as we traveled from Corpus Christi to Memphis. Starting from Memphis, we began by heading northeast on Interstate 40. Our route took us through Nashville, the capital of Tennessee and a hub of country music culture. Continuing northeast, we passed through Knoxville, a city nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. As we headed northward, we crossed into Kentucky and passed through Lexington, known for its horse farms and bourbon distilleries. Of course, we had to stop and chomp on some fresh-caught pan-fried catfish, a local delicacy highly recommended. Crossing into Ohio, our route took us around Cincinnati, a city situated on the banks of the Ohio River. Finally, we arrived at Wayne National Forest, a vast expanse of woodlands, rolling hills, and scenic beauty in southeastern Ohio. Here, we camped after almost 1,200 kilometers, a long stretch, but we got a well-deserved sleep and rest in a beautiful surrounding.